There's nothing, this life is mainly just to encourage people, to give them a few minutes of their day that they can hopefully take home with them something beneficial, something that will help their life. And my better late than never adventure, as I call it, it's been getting my health back into shape, my body back into shape, and sharing what I know on my journey, on my retirement journey of trying to be healthier. And since I started like 2 years ago now, I have lost 80 pounds. Doesn't look like it, but I have. I still have probably another 80 pounds good to go. That's going to work on that. Still working on it. And I lowered my A1C from 10.4 to 5.2. So I'm no longer diabetic. I'm not even pre-diabetic. And my doctor's really happy with all that progress because most people can't do that. They say they want to do it naturally and take care of it, but they can't. They have to come back and get on meds because they just can't. He goes, but you did it and you're doing it. I say, yes, I am. And I told him I'm a fairly intelligent woman, so let me do research and let me find out what I'm eating that's not as good as I thought it was. And I did that. I've been learning that. And that part of my journey, my adventure is sharing that so I can encourage other people that this is within your control. Not everything in your life has to be out of your control. There's a lot of things we can't control. Wish we could, but we can't. It's just out of our reach. But we can control a lot of what's going on in our body. We can control what we put in our mouth. We can control the kind of foods that we buy. We can learn by reading labels and researching things and finding out what is this ingredient, and doing testing on our body. It's like, okay, I'm going to have this, see how I feel, and test my blood sugar and see what kind of response I get to this type of food. And I learned that, so I like to share that with other people. So a lot of the foods that you see me sharing about meals that I make, these are things that I've learned that my body likes. It's healthy for my body, and it doesn't they don't spark my glucose levels really high. So I just, as I'm living and learning, and I want to get another 80 pounds off, but right now I'm kind of in one of those stuck plateaus. But that thing is just got to be consistent. Be consistent and don't pay attention to the scale. Just keep giving healthy food and exercise to your body. I have a walking pad. So I do my walking in the days, even when it's too hot or too snowy or icy in our climate, I can still have a safe place to walk and get some cardio in. I have some little hand weights too, so I can do those. And there's a couple ladies I follow on YouTube that have usually like 10 or 15 minute workout things. So you can work on your core, you can work on your lower body, your upper body, your arms. And one of the ladies, she's a younger lady, but she has such good energy, and she's always encouraging, always, never never gets negative at you or anything. It's like she's always has a good sense of humor, smiling, laughing. And I like that. I don't want people who's like berating me the whole time I'm working out. She's like, we're all in this together. Even though her body looks wonderful. But she's had to work at it too. She realizes, especially as women, how hard things are to keep our bodies in shape. And she discovers things about other extra diet things, not extra dietary things like foods and stuff like that. She shares that with us too. So I like that. And I just like this to be a encouraging time for other people to learn from too. Especially seniors, because at 68 and a half, if I can do it, you can. I'm doing it, so you can too. And, just if you have a bad day, that's okay. Tomorrow's another day. Start over again. You don't have to hold that against yourself because we're human. We're going to have bad days. We're going to have days that brownie that someone brought in to work that they made from scratch. If it was a store-bought or a box mix, that doesn't tempt me at all. But someone who brings in homemade baked goods, now that will tempt me. And I will enjoy. If I'll add it to my lunch. I'll have a healthy lunch of vegetables and meat, a good nutritionally dense meat and a little bit of fat. And then I've learned, then I can indulge and have that little brownie or a chocolate torte cake someone brought in. Yeah, I can enjoy that, and it doesn't kill my glucose levels. It doesn't spike it as high or as long. But if I just sat down and ate a brownie now without having a good meal in front of it first, then my glucose will go up really high, and it would last for like a day or so. So I've learned that stuff too. Learning as I go. But if you do have a bad day, like if you go to a family get-together, I mean, sure, if I was healthy enough to go to my sister's birthday party today, I would be there and I would be eating stuff that I normally don't eat. Because it's homemade and they spent all this time doing it. And it's just like, okay, tomorrow I can get back to my normal eating routine. But you can't let your diet, all right, for me it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. You can't let that ruin your life. If you had family and friends that were the same way, then it would be a lot easier on family get-togethers. But you can't preach at them. You can't, people have to come to that conclusion themselves. Like if you're married, you can't make your husband follow the same diet plan or lifestyle change in eating. You can't make your wife follow the same thing as you if you're a guy. You just do what you're doing and let them see the difference in you. Let them see the energy that you have and the vitality and how your skin is getting better and everything. Let them see that. And they may go, I may want to try that. And just a warning, girls, ladies, things that work on men may not necessarily work on women. We have a whole set of different hormones that we have to play with, the whole balancing of it. They have the same hormones in their body, but not at the levels that we do. So what works for a guy does not work for a girl. That's when you used to watch the Biggest Loser program. Men always lost so much more weight, so much faster. And the women, it was like pulling teeth to get pounds up. Because there's a difference between men and women. And just, if your husband's going really well and it's like 50 pounds or well, it's like, cheer him on. Congratulate him, just let him enjoy that. And you keep doing what you're doing or find improvements, because there are now a lot of different eating lifestyle plans and that for women. Because enough people have finally realized, hey, there's a difference between men and women. So keep learning and exploring. That's what I've done. I do a lot of intermittent fasting too. That's been a big part of my Better Late Than Ever adventure. And again, it's not a diet, it's a lifestyle change. So some days I eat 2 meals. Some days I eat 1. If I'm out and about with family and friends and doing stuff, then I may actually have 3 meals a day. But when I do eat, I try to make it as nutritionally dense as possible. Try to get my vegetables, my meat, a little bit of fat. Just so, and it's filling that way too, because you need fat. You need a natural fat, because that gives you that satiety that your body goes, that's good. My sister and I and a friend went out for steak dinners the other night, and we all 3 ordered steaks because we were in the mood for steak. We were splurging for a birthday. And so we got our sides, we got our steak, and I did eat 2 dinner rolls, which I never eat bread rolls like that. But again, this was a splurge, this was a party. But because I ate mostly the vegetable and the steak, and they did the same, we had no room for dessert. It wasn't even tempting to us, because we were very satiated with the quality meat that we had and the fat that came on the meat. Our body was going, yeah, that's what I wanted. And so we weren't even tempted to get dessert. Didn't have room for it because we were happy. And all 3 of us had big, huge doggy bag containers. Because I ordered like a 12-ounce steak, and I knew I wouldn't be able to eat it, but I knew I'd have leftovers for the next day or so. Anyway, so we all did the same thing. And the 2 sides that come with your meal, you don't always have room for. And I've learned not to force that food down. Just take it home. Take it home and portion it out and freeze it to enjoy it at a later time. And that's part